Hello and welcome back to the Film Bros podcast. And I'm one of your hosts. My name is Sam Hogarth.
I'm Rich.
And on today's episode, we have a very, very exciting topic, I feel.
I think so too.
Is if we ran a studio, what would we do if we ran said studio? And so basically what that would entail, so I've picked a studio and what I would do if I ran that studio, and Richard has also picked one as well.
I would just like to interject to this bit. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Because the thing is when people do the hypothetical game, they don't really take into account a real studio. So they would say, oh, if I did it, well, I would do this and this and that. No, we have taken real studios that exist and we are fucking gutting them, and we are really course correcting and showing their potential because we're fucking geniuses. Do you know what I mean? Us lot as well.
Can I also use the term reshaping?
Ooh!
Reshaping
said
studio.
Yeah. To create a synergy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. We wanna change the mise en scène of said company because sometimes they're run by utter fuckwits. So yes.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
as you can tell, our excitement
wait to get into this episode.
Our excitement for this one has been like mega level, isn't it?
It's been off the fucking chain.
Yeah. the text chains have been off the fucking chain.
Yeah. It really has been.
So we hope you enjoy. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We do hope you enjoy. But as we begin every episode, is Richard, how are you?
Oh,
and what have you been up to?
I am not too bad. I'm in a bit of a creative rut with things at the moment, so it's always.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's all right. You always feel like you haven't done enough reading. I've not read this year. I've not really written much in the last couple of months, but it's fine. Work's been shit. Well, I say shit, but it's been tough. It's always one thing or another, but.
One battle after another.
It is. It's one battle after another. But I can say, hand on heart, Christ. You could tell it's been a long day.
It's a good start.
Yeah, it is. Hand on heart, honestly, I do love my movies. I fucking love my movies, and they're loving me back. So, how about you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. Yeah, not too bad. It's been a week. It's been a week, but the thing is though, it's I really enjoy sitting here chatting films with you and with our audience, and I hope you're enjoying all these episodes as much as we are recording them as well. But yeah,
same, and thank you for bearing with us as we go through the birthing pains of trying to create a new podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because who wants another fucking podcast with middle-aged white men? We get you, but
we're here.
We're excited.
But yeah, I've been okay. So if you do follow me over my other YouTube channel, you will have seen the making of for Locked In is now released. So if you haven't gone and seen that of like my little short film that I made some time ago, give that a watch, and much appreciate any sort of feedback, any kind of like, notes, or just tell me how shit of a person I am. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I can take that, but I hope you enjoy that as well as the podcasts and other videos that you get on over here on Rogue Studios.
And make sure while you're checking Locked In and the making of, you check out some of the other great content on there as well. Some of your other short films, man. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, there's some good short films on there. Some ones I'm really, really proud of.
Ones you're able to log on Letterboxed.
Yeah, you actually can. Yeah. There are some you can go and log on Letterboxd, like Envy and Dinner Date, I believe. Yeah. I think.
Yeah. Signal.
Signal's on there as well. And yeah, so leave a Letterboxd review if you watch it.
We'll read it. Probably comment.
We could even read it out on the podcast.
Oh,
how fun would that be?
Brutal, mate. Brutal. I know what the Letterboxd community is like. I'm looking at one right now. Scum.
Thanks, mate. And but. I've been watching quite a lot of short films, actually. Ooh. That's kind of something I've been sort of trying to sort of watch a lot more of. There's obviously loads of great channels out on YouTube where they like Alter and like Crypt TV and all this kind of stuff. There's or even is it Director's Choice? There's some really great sort of like platforms.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to watch some more short films, which again is trying to then improve my learning and better the short films that I create as well. So I'm trying to do a lot of learning at the minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me, mate.
No, glad. And glad you're going into the short form film format. You know, it's very underrated.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Especially when you find really good ones.
Yeah, that's the thing. I did for a short period. Actually, I did some online judging for Norwich Film Festival.
Oh wow!
And this was like a couple of years ago, and I watched honestly there was like 2,000 submissions, and I only watched like not even like 200, like because a lot of them are like 20, sort of like between 10 and 20 minutes long. And as someone who's watched a lot of short films, that is too long.
Yeah.
If you can do your short film within 15, preferably around 10 to 12 minutes, like max, that's the whole point. There are short films. That is like optimal and sort of length really for a short film. But anyway, well, if you want to sort of know a little bit more about our kind of like short filmmaking and things that we've kind of done, send us an email. The email will be in the description, or comment on this if you want us to do an episode talking about that kind of stuff. And then we'll try and put something together.
Yeah, I was going to say, talking of industry, that is a great kind of segue for me to recommend a TV show. Industry.
Didn't even mean that one.
Didn't you? No,
Didn't
that's
even
fine.
mean that
That's
one.
fine. I was trying to get us back on course because we were going there for a minute. But no, Industry, really good TV show. BBC iPlayer. Make sure you check it out. Absolutely fantastic. 4 seasons at the moment. 5th and final season will be coming in the next year or so. If you love sex, drugs, rock and roll, money laundering, money, what are they? They're it's like, it's not Wall Street, but it's the idea. No, it's like Bank of England, and they buy
like
stocks.
finance,
It's like the stock exchange. And
like
it's
hedge
all,
fund.
Yeah, hedge fund people. There you go. But yeah, it's all about them, the crazy depraved lives that they lead.
Right.
And yeah,
Mad Men for Finance Bros.
Well, I mean, yeah, the first season is very, very kind of Wolf of Wall Street, but then it becomes, by the end, it's really dark, and especially where one character ends up. Yeah, it's not particularly well. There's a couple of characters that end up in really dark places, but yeah.
I'll be sure to watch it.
Yeah, one of the leads ends up in a really unpleasant place, and I'm very excited to see where she goes for the next season. What about you, bud?
I already said.
Oh right, okay. I was just me that missed that one then.
Well, I said I've been watching short films.
Oh yeah, you've definitely watched plenty, and you can't really pick one.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, I have. I've been rewatched a film recently. I know where you're going now. I rewatched Booksmart, which really, really enjoyed that. And you can see what I gave it if you go to my Letterboxed, and
here we go.
And
I teed you up earlier, and now
my Letterboxd, really... Sam Hogarth, also link in the description as well. And there we go. I got you laughing.
Fucking rocker in it.
And every episode I've been plugging my Letterboxd, and please go follow it. I really appreciate it. And but also, what an underrated film as well. I think one of the best soundtracks to a film I think ever.
I haven't seen it for a while, but I definitely need to come back to it. Yeah. I need to come back to it.
Because that was Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, it was her directorial debut, and obviously her
so
third one's coming out this year, and I could not be happier. As soon as they said...
Didn't she do Don't Worry Darling?
Yeah, but she hasn't made a film since then, because she's been in director jail, and she's kind of clawed her way back with this one, but just the idea of her, Seth Rogen, Penelope Cruz, and Ed Norton in an orgy, I was like, yeah, sign me up.
Well, you have me sold.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, shall we move into the main topic of discussion for today?
Yes, we should.
Okay, cool. So as already sort of alluded to, and we already talked about, is if we both ran a studio, what would we do?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go first.
Yep.
Because Richard has some shit to say.
I do. I know my studio, and I know what should happen to said guy who runs that studio.
Okay,
it's
awesome.
Nice.
So I'm going to caveat very quickly, because I found it really difficult to choose between two specific studios.
Yeah.
And the first one, before I say what the other one is, which might be kind of obvious if you have been listening to every episode of the podcast so far, the studio that I have picked. But the one that I'm going to quickly, and I mean quickly, I'll just need like 2 minutes on this.
It's fine.
So I just want to get it across.
The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Is Netflix. So I have some problems with Netflix. And so my first thing is, if I was in charge of Netflix, I would minimize their output, basically. I think they do too much. And I think they try, like, well, I'll try, actually, I'll just read what I've written here. They need to minimize their output in terms of TVs and films they produce, TV shows. I wish they would go back to the time when they produced a few really well thought out shows like Sex Education, The Crown, Orange is the New Black. Then have a few smaller shows and they just license out the rest. Scarcity is king, I feel, and I think every studio can heed that advice, in my opinion. It feels like Netflix is trying to appeal to every demographic, hence making a lot of average, poor films and TV that people don't really care that much about. Netflix don't make a great deal of great stuff anymore, I feel. There are some out there, but the number isn't high. And I just think that kind of high-end TV has kind of period, obviously with like Stranger Things finishing now as well, that's gone. They don't have those big properties anymore that they can really kind of like rely on as much. Maybe like Emily in Paris is maybe one of their tentpole ones.
That's 6 and final season.
Exactly, it's coming to an end as well. So it's like they don't have a lot going for them, and I just think there's just too much mediocrity. And I love that kind of beginning point of Netflix where they had like House of Cards,
like
Orange
three
is the New Black,
shows, like
The Crown.
3 shows, yeah.
There was so much focus on
What was
all
the
of
first
them.
thing?
House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, The Crown.
Not The Crown.
Oh no, sorry.
House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, and then there was one other one. Was it Hemlock Grove? It's Hemlock Grove.
I don't know, but I know BoJack Horseman was one of them. But that was like one of the smaller ones. But that was great because it reached a different audience. Yeah. But it's like they just don't have those kind of tentpoles anymore.
No,
because you can't class Black Mirror because that's Channel 4 originally. Yeah. Peaky Blinders was BBC, so you can't count that.
It's technically a license from the BBC.
Yeah. But
obviously they teamed up to help produce the movie. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's other properties that they have that aren't technically theirs or wasn't theirs from the beginning. So they can't really kind of like say that's theirs. So that's where I feel that they have a big problem, because I feel there's just too much average TV shows and films out there right now, and there's just not enough focus on quality. And again, the analogy I always sort of bring up is like Metallica doesn't do an album every year.
Yeah.
Metallica do like one every 4, maybe 5 years, and it's incredible. Yeah. And that's the thing. Scarcity is king. Yeah. I'm not saying that Netflix need to produce one TV show every 5 years, but I'm just saying like less is more.
Yeah.
And I just think that is so important. And
so like limit yourself to like 20 new releases for a 52-week year, and make sure you've got enough acquisitions to cover the rest.
Yeah.
So you say, what is it? So even if we say 25, right? So even if we split the 52 kind of in half, so you could say 15 new movies. Which, to be fair,
if that,
to be fair,
I'd even say 10.
Yeah, but like, let's go on the higher end for a sec.
But they'll have their different demographics, of course. But the trouble with Netflix is they're trying to produce films for everybody. So those specific films, like,
but if they targeted
for anybody,
if they targeted more like films for kids, films for adults, instead of making them for everybody, I think they could hit a little bit stronger.
Yeah, and I think every studio can have that advice, really. Right, my next point is, of course, no one knows that what will be a hit or not, but I feel having more of a strategy, you can take some risks on some projects. Like Baby Reindeer came out of nowhere to be a massive hit. Have a few projects like that to have some risks with, to take some risks, because that really kind of like was low budget, didn't really sort of like have that much kind of going for it, and it became an overnight sensation.
But it was completely an author's voice.
It was, exactly. But this is another thing as well. Like, there's like TV show like Love as well, which I think is one of the best TV shows ever. Rich is probably really bored of me sort of talking about that. But again, it's a smaller show done really well for a specific audience, and it hit that audience. And it's fantastic. Produced by Judd Apatow, brilliant.
Starring his family, yeah.
Yeah, but still, unbelievable. And there is just not enough focus on actual TV shows or films targeting specific people. It's just trying to cover everybody.
Yeah.
And then essentially, as we all know, it appeals to nobody. Like,
nobody's favourite flavour ice cream is vanilla.
Exactly. I want Netflix to make more shorter films. So we've seen them do well, and anthologies like Love, Death and Robots do really well. So it'd be awesome to see more short films on there too and be a bit more different, because we've seen people like Wes Anderson, Paul Thomas Anderson produce short films for Netflix, David Lynch, and it's like they've done well. Why can't we have more short films on Netflix? And also, Netflix also acquired the license to Oat Studios, which is Neil Blomkamp's short film catalogue that he did for his own YouTube channel, and they acquired those, which is just a bunch of short films like this one starring Sigourney Weaver and all this kind of stuff. And I just think that be a bit different, stand out from the crowd, have more short films, and they are produced by them or even license them, like groups like that. I think that would be interesting.
I know Disney's getting into that camp as well, where they're trying to license but they're like
produce them.
Well, they're very much like 20-minute, 25-minute art house. Biffa, BAFTA kind of nominated.
I know some of the filmmakers, and I know some of the films that are on there. I've watched some of them as well.
There's
some good ones, obviously. My last one is, I think Netflix has lost its identity a little bit as it started to become a real studio of quality, and that quality is dwindling. And now with HBO Max hitting the UK, I think a lot of people may go over there and drop Netflix, as HBO has the back catalogue and they consistently make high-end shows which are critically well received and with audiences too.
Yeah, even if you don't like everything that HBO puts out.
Yeah.
Like, there is something there for everyone.
Yeah.
And is able, you've got Rick and Morty, The Pit. Like, that's at least...
Sex and the City, Sopranos, Entourage, House of the Dragon.
Yeah. That's it.
Succession.
Yeah. And that's why, personally, for me, it would have been great for them to merge with Netflix, but...
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
I will mourn the day.
And even not just for the political standpoint either.
Yeah.
Because Paramount... Obviously, as a lot of people will probably know, the kind of like negative connotations that Paramount will have with merging with Warner Brothers. If you don't understand, then Google it.
Yeah, the Town podcast. The Town podcast.
We're not here to be political. We're here to talk. We're not here to educate people about politics. So just Google it. Yeah. Anyway. I'm going to go into my main category now. Okay. So my main studio, which will come as no surprise to Richard.
Or the audience.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fucking Disney!
I was hoping, man. I was hoping and praying that we would get something different.
What, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, what, you thought I'd pick a different one?
Yeah,
Fuck off, no. I'm going to be cliched as hell, mate. Just leave me alone.
Oh, dear.
Okay, right. So first thing, I did have a mini rant about this, so I'm going to in a previous episode when we were talking about streamers, so I'm going to keep this one short, is basically the first thing... God, say what you were going to say.
Oh, no, it's just...
Say what you were going to say.
No, bear with me. I just started laughing because you keeping it short on Disney. Come on, mate.
No, well, this first point anyway.
Okay, let's go.
So if I was in charge of Disney, the first thing I would do, day one, is fix Disney+. Because, as I said in a previous episode, it's absolutely shite. It is the worst streaming service by far, and you can't see your watch list. The colour scheme is depressing. You need to organise the app better. Yeah. Like, you can't really find your back catalogue, and also just take some risks with the user interface, because it just cherry picks things from other streaming services and it just looks the same as everything else. And it's like, where when you look at Netflix, who obviously innovate, Amazon try and do some things a little bit different. Do something different. It's not like this is an app like that where the coders are in the middle of fucking Himalayas in the middle of nowhere with no internet. You're literally paying some of the best probably programmers, coders in the world to be in charge of your app, and you can't even produce a half decent streaming service. Yeah. And the amount of money that these guys make, I think it's awful for like the customer experience and the user experience of Disney Plus. So that's Disney Plus gone. If you want to have my full rant on Disney Plus, go and watch our episode on streaming. Or I'm sure there'll be a clip online.
Yeah.
We'll clip that up and we'll put it as on Rogue Studios, so you can go listen to it then. My second point is stop making Disney live action remakes. It's pretty self-explanatory. Nobody's ever asked for these to happen. They've not been successful in any way, shape, or form. Actually, I will correct myself. Lilo and Stitch was financially success.
The Cinderella was. I know Beauty and the Beast has had some success, but and Jungle Book as well. But have they?
No, but they've not been financial successes.
Ooh.
They haven't. Like, there is only, I think, like 2, maybe 3 that's actually made a profit.
Right. So I've got a question for you. Because I want to know how serious you are.
Oh, I'm fucking serious, mate. I'm head of Disney.
No. Well, I mean, look.
I should have worn a suit today.
This is a hypothetical situation, but right, okay. And this is like, as a board member, this is how I know you're serious, and you would get my vote. Ready?
Mate, I'm very serious.
So if you went into
the board,
no. If you went in tomorrow, no. If you went in, fuck off. If you went in tomorrow,
no, I mean today.
Right,
I mean today.
Right. Well, then
this is my studio right now.
Shush. So say tomorrow is your first actual day.
No, today's my first day.
Will you stop? All right.
This is the hypothetical.
Right. Anyway,
I'm in charge.
Would you take Moana, the live action remake, off the schedule?
No, because it's already made. I mean, you could take it as a tax write-off.
I would.
No, I wouldn't, because again,
that's why you're not going to get my. That's why you're not going to get my vote.
No, because one, it will make its money back. But this is the thing, right? I would take them all off. But if I was the head of Disney today, which I am, by the way.
Yeah. I'm not arguing that you're not.
Good, fucking don't.
Where is your?
But because it's been made, like if I was head of Warner's, for instance, I would not have taken Batgirl away because it's been made.
Yeah.
I think it was Batgirl, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the one with Brendan Fraser as Firefly. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they used it as a tax rebate basically to get their tax back. However, that's the thing. I would not waste that money. I would put it out, and that would be it. Moana would be the last one. There would be no more.
Okay.
So just to save money, and the thing is, let's be real, it will make money. Even if it's a shot-for-shot remake just done in live action, which it will probably be.
You're calling it the end of the era, yeah.
It will make its money back.
Okay.
I think we can guarantee that. Because even Moana 2 is going to do fucking numbers when that comes out.
It's already out.
Moana 2? Oh yeah, shit, of course it is. Yeah. Sorry, no.
So you know you're Disney.
No, sorry.
You're in charge of the company and you know fuck all.
Mate, when you're in charge of like hundreds of thousands of employees, you know, when one stupid little fucking film comes out, I don't know everything about it, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't even call it a film.
I'm a bean counter, all right? I'm in charge of the finances here, the purse strings.
Where's my baked beans?
So, right, but the bottom line though is that these Disney live action remakes have not done enough to move the needle. Yeah. And the thing is, like I said in my TikTok that I did for Snow White, which you can go watch on my TikTok channel, Sam Hogarth.
Fucking shameless. Fucking shameless. I do it at the beginning and the end, and then you weave them all the way through the middle.
The thing with these live action remakes, the bottom line is, I said a line in there which even I was quite impressed with. The thing about it, ultimately, is that they have yet to inspire a new audience or captivate the past one.
Yeah. Because it's that having cake and eating it.
It has done nothing.
Yeah.
It is made, you know, again, like these films have hundreds of millions of dollars of budget, and then the marketing, so you have to make $500 million to get your money back.
Yeah.
These have been fundamental flops. They have not done enough to move the needle positively for Disney.
Yeah.
So this is why, as a business decision, it would make sense to cut your losses and finish them.
Because for
it's not done enough.
Yeah.
Focus more on animated. That is what I would do.
Yeah, I mean Disney live actions always struggled, but the thing for me is that even the reasoning that they chose to kind of go full deep in, which is to rectify a lot of the cultural issues of previous Disney movies, has done nothing but to upset a vast variety of cultures.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, who wants a subpar Mulan movie where Jet Li has been literally dubbed by an American?
I know.
I mean, it's disgusting, man.
Yeah.
Like, and again, it just they cause way more problems than they solve. So I'm with you, but I don't know if I'd scrap the live action division, but I'd put them on hold for a little while. They're under duress. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of like under a.
It's a good job you're not in charge of Disney like I am then.
No. Hey, I'm not doing it. I'm just saying an opinion.
I-
I'm not jumping onto your bandwagon, mate.
No,
Like you ain't gonna be jumping onto mine because I've got mine all set.
No, I understand. Yeah. So the next thing I would do is lower budget and make more original stories. Stop spending more than $200 million on one project. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, if we were talking about Snow White, that's a bit of an anomaly because they spent nearly 300 just to kind of like fix it. And then obviously with marketing on top of that, your bet is coming close to $1 billion.
Yeah.
And that's just ridiculous. Like, I don't think you should be spending, again, like in this age, I said this again in a previous episode, just I'm the studio head, so so we're spending way too much money on projects that people just fundamentally think that they're safe, but they're actually not. They're not safe bets anymore. And it's like, in this economy where people are struggling to go to the cinemas more, that is the biggest way that you're going to recoup money. So what do you have to do from a business decision? Lower your costs. You have to lower your budget, which then means like
higher returns if it's hits well. I mean, we'll take Super Mario Galaxy. Yeah. Like they're only made for like 175 million. Like they're made under 200 million, you know, respectively, which is a really good cost over the amount of time that they make them. But then you think they probably double that, so you're looking at 300 million. That's not production cost. That is everything kind of wrapped up into one movie. That's old school filmmaking, and look at what they can do in 24 hours. They basically recoup like twice their budget, 3 times their budget back on opening weekend / day.
Yeah.
Again, it's smart.
This goes into another sort of discussion, is that with like actor star power being as kind of dwindling as kind of like it's been at its probably lowest point as it ever has been, really. Like, stars do not open films anymore. Actors don't open films. Directors don't really open films anymore. No. So why are people spending so much money on actors to do a job that they're not actually there to do?
Yeah. And do you know what?
Because you're paid to promote it. And it's like, so what's the fucking point in paying actors ridiculous sums of money to not do their job?
Yeah.
And I think that's, again, it makes no sense. And it's then like, oh, well, okay, you're not going to get someone like, say, just for argument, I know it's elimination, but say Chris Pratt, he's not going to voice Mario. Good! Fuck off then. I'm going to get someone who's going to be cheaper, who will actually then be a decent... Like, I'm going to a quick sidebar. Fucking hell, you've started me now. So, with Super Mario, why didn't they actually hire the guy who does the voice of Mario?
Because of the racial connotations associated with that original voice. They wanted to soften it. And I completely understand
what you mean, but it's not Mario.
No, I know. But that's why they gave the guy...
But the person who does the games... You're giving that person an opportunity, and for kids.
And he's also in the movie, but he plays like the father and the uncle, I think.
I just don't think that's good enough.
No.
I just don't think that's good enough. And it's like, because Chris Pratt hasn't even done anything to really kind of like sound like Mario in any way. Or it's like, we'll hire an Italian actor then to do Mario's voice.
Yeah.
If you're worried about racial connotations, there are ways of doing it to actually make Mario sound like the fucking character he is.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's a joke. And it's like, you can save money and not have Chris Pratt, because it doesn't fucking matter if you have Chris Pratt.
The amount of voice actors who are out there who are good, but do the con circuit, so they're good with fans, and they're able to publicise their own material, whereas you don't have to worry about like emotional stars. I mean, this is the thing, like, just quickly while we're on Chris Pratt, like, nobody wants to see Chris Pratt movies because he has no good taste. Like Mercy, a lot of the movies he's picked post Guardians have been shit.
Yeah.
So it's not like
even Guardians was terrible.
Well, Passengers, you know, while he was in the Guardians movies, you know, so he's like, again, I think that's also partly why people aren't following stars, and they're kind of following more IP or or they're, I think with filmmakers it's different. I think people will always follow filmmakers, either intentionally or unintentionally. I know a lot more kids are getting into like the whole Letterboxed kind of circuit. Letterboxed.
We do love you, Letterboxed.
We do.
We really
please support us. We will take free subscriptions, please. But yeah, the whole idea, but like now that people are getting a lot more film savvy, I think that they're also understanding that their taste and that plays a massive part of it. So.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with you, and I think that with even like kids becoming, because of things like Letterboxd.
Yeah,
love you, Letterboxd. Like.
Just take a moment and just do your drink.
Well, no,
we're going to keep laughing.
But like, I think this new generation, because of the internet and because of social media, are becoming more film literate as well. I think that makes a huge difference as well, and I think that that's where stars don't matter as much. And like you say, yes, IP, but I think stars would matter, and filmmakers do matter a lot more to this younger generation because they are more film literate. But the way that the studio system has gone, it's more focused on IP.
Yeah.
And I think stars could open films again, but they're too bothered about what the IP is.
Yeah.
Is it based on a book? Is it based on this? Is it based on this? Does it have a fucking baked in audience?
Yeah. Does it trend on TikTok and Instagram? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't actually think audiences really care about that.
No.
Because again, if you make something good, it will trend on TikTok.
Well, I mean, look.
It will do clips on YouTube.
The biggest argument that anyone can place is like Sinners.
Well,
there was literally nothing until Ryan Coogler came out and did an IMAX video that went viral, and people started to notice it. And as much as people want to bring it down by saying, "Oh, it's the biggest opening film of a all black cast or all black story," it's like, get fucked. It did really fucking well for being an adult story with mature themes, lots of sex, violence, and which is an R rating over in America. Here it's a 15, so there's more people can go in and see it. But again, considering nobody knew what it was when they went into it, you can get away with it.
Yeah. So moving on to my next point is invest in Pixar more, because ultimately they are just making better films.
Thank you.
Because two of their last couple of films, Hoppers, which I saw at the cinema, hilarious, unbelievable film. I saw it with my wife. We were laughing so hard throughout that film. It is for kids. It is for adults. It is a perfect Pixar film, in my opinion. I think it is absolutely outstanding. It has a great message to it as well, about the environment and about protecting animals. It tugs at the heartstrings, as Pixar does. And I think it's again, and then like Inside Out 2. I know you didn't really like Inside Out 2.
I don't like Inside Out, full stop. So
no, that's fair.
I'm not the.
But again,
person.
like the way Inside Out 2 was done was tailored more to maybe our generation, with like the inclusion of like anxiety and all this kind of stuff. And it's like me and my wife like really, really connected with the film and just found it so insightful. And I think that then the younger audience who then watched the first one and then have become teenagers since will then relate to that really, really well. And again, I just think Pixar are just fucking nailing it. And everyone will sort of say, "Oh, it's a Disney film." No, it's fucking Pixar. If it wasn't for Pixar, Disney wouldn't fucking exist as well. So get that fucking straight as well. Sorry for all the F-bombs, but that drives me nuts when people say, "Oh, Hoppers is a Disney film." No, it's a Pixar film distributed by Disney. Because the cunts own Pixar.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But what would
Pixar is like, honestly, I just wish Disney just didn't exist and it was just Pixar on it their own.
What would you do with Pete Docter, the Doctor situation?
I don't actually know. What is wrong with the Doctor? He's not come to see me yet.
No,
he's not knocked on my office door.
So
yet.
After John Lasseter got obviously sacked for hugging too many people and apparently his inappropriate behaviour.
Oh, okay.
So John Lasseter was the original.
Yeah, I know John Lasseter is. Yeah.
Obviously head of that, and then obviously became the head of Disney Animation. Pete Docter, the guy behind Monsters Inc., Inside Out, Up, he became the chief officer. I think he is an absolute fucking plank of wood, and I think under his tenure they have gone through probably the worst development that they've ever gone through. Again, no more women have been hired. I would personally like for me, like just bouncing off your ideas about Pixar, because I think you're right. I would fire him. I would throw in like get more women in high-ranking positions in that. Like I'd be a lot hands-on with it, just to set it up and get more people who feel like they know the place. Because they've been too old guarded for too long. Do you know what I mean? Like Andrew Stanton, the guy behind Finding Nemo, Wally, he's there making fucking Toy Story 5 for them. A lot of the old guard still run and are about, and I want new people because, again, like you say, Hoppers is I've not seen it. I want to, but
It's brilliant.
It's a new, fresh voice coming through.
Yeah.
Why are we still doing Toy Story 5? Why are we the only franchise, the only films that I wanted Pixar to sequelize, oddly, are The Incredibles, and we are getting obviously another Incredibles. So that I understand because it's superheroes. It feels like a comic book. You know, you can tell the stories whenever.
Yeah.
But
So Pete Docter he's on the Disney side, isn't he? And Disney Animation.
No, he's Pixar. He is Pixar, but he runs Pixar.
The thing is, like, I know what you're saying, but the thing is that at the minute, the last couple of films that they've done have done really, really well, and I think they continue to do well. I don't think they've had many dud films. Pixar. I know what you mean. The thing is, there's always got to be a time where you have to change the guard, like, you know, where not to. It's the only sort of analogy I can think of off the top of my head. But it's like when you got a football team, like there has to be a changing of the guard eventually. Like older players who are experienced or whatever has to come out. You have to bring new, fresh blood in to invigorate the place. And I think that I'll get on that as soon as possible. In charge of Disney, and but like obviously in all seriousness, I mean you always need new ideas and new blood to come through. And that's where I always think that Pixar are doing better work than Disney Animated Studios because you're seeing more original stuff like Inside Out, Hoppers.
They even had that TV show, didn't they?
Yeah.
That soccer team one.
Even like Elemental.
Yeah. I love Elemental. That really got me.
But that's another one that was Pixar. And it's like, well, they're doing really well. And it's like, again, like you always want new voices to come through. Of course you do. And I think that, you know, hopefully they actually do that as well. Because but I think Disney Animation is more in trouble than Pixar because Disney Animation don't produce great things
or interesting things.
No, or it's just sequels, just like Moana.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and it's again like they're just doing Frozen 3 again.
I think Bob Iger has a lot to do with the Pixar kind of you know what's going on over at Disney. Which is a shame because I mean, who wants to see fucking Coco 2?
Well, this is it. It's unnecessary sequels. I'd bin them all.
Yeah.
Try and do like other stuff like The Good Dinosaur, like more original things, and focus on these kind of stories that are interesting from different points of view. And it's like when we got Princess and the Frog.
Yes.
A new original Disney princess.
And it was
from a different point of view. What a film!
Yeah, and it was shut down. Yeah, it was shut down all because it was hand drawn animation, and it's gone on to live a life, mate.
Yeah,
and I'm so fucking happy because that film is absolutely magical.
It is. It really is.
But anyway, I'll let you carry on. Sorry.
It's okay because I've got a few more points, and I want to give you enough time for yours. Yeah. So the next one is leave Fox Searchlight alone. I'm not saying Disney are actually messing around with them now. But they're doing a fine ass job, winning Oscars and making interesting films with interesting filmmakers. I don't really need to sort of say much more. Like, you know, with Yorgos Lanthimos, with like Poor Things and The Favourite, they're doing really well. And obviously like stuff like A Real Pain, doing really good on that sort of side.
The franchise side as well.
Yeah, and like The Roses, making really good, funny, interesting things as well. So yeah, I think Fox Searchlight are doing good job in terms of they're focusing more on the kind of like Oscar films or sort of smaller budgeted indie kind of films. I guess that's kind of what their sort of section is, and they're killing it.
Yeah,
I think they're doing really well.
Yeah, I would also just kind of say like because I know you said for Searchlight, but obviously it'd be the 20th Century Studios kind of side as well. Just leave the franchises like lower them. But
well, I'm focusing more on Searchlight. Because that's the indie sort of side of it. right, this I've only got like 5 more points left, but this one's a big one. Stop ruining properties like Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Get filmmakers in who really care about the projects and invest in someone who can and will carry that trilogy for a long time and have a fucking plan. So, Richard, I'm obviously gonna just quickly talk about Star Wars 7, 8, and 9. How I'm sure you guys who are watching this or listening to this podcast probably know that when Lucasfilm was bought by Disney and they then produced 7, 8, and 9, they actually had no plan when the first one went into production, and then that's why J.J. Abrams made Force Awakens, and then Rian Johnson completely shat on what J.J. started, and then J.J. had to try and fix the shit that had been given to him by Rian Johnson. We'll go there another day, Richard. I know you like episode 8, but we'll go there another day.
I will spend an hour fucking chewing you up over that. So yeah,
you're wrong. So
I'm not wrong.
No, you are wrong.
There's a contingent. We like the little Force children. We like the little Force children at the end. Don't worry.
Oh, I do, but just do it better. Do it when that can't be the only thing as part of your point there.
No.
Oh, they're just the Force children are great.
No.
That is good. That's a good idea.
No.
What do you want to do with it?
No. I'm just saying.
Leave it as a fucking nugget for the end.
No. Like us who love episode 8. We are the little Force children gathering resistance. Don't worry, mate. No, we're growing in strength.
I'm sorry to any viewers who like episode 8, but I'm sorry, but just get a life.
No, you get a life. I mean, the fact that you can sit here and defend Rise of Skywalker makes you an absolute pleb.
I'm not defending it.
You are defending it.
Well, I'm defending J.J. Abrams because...
You could defend J.J. Abrams all
well, because what did J.J. have? Like, he had nothing... We'll get into this another time.
Yeah.
Well... But this is the thing though. It's like because they didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
Fans get ruined, get fucked over, and then the actual legacy of said property gets ruined completely. Yeah. And Indiana Jones as well has been ruined. And it's like they should have given it to Shia LaBeouf after. I know he's had his problems and everything, but I think that if he did that one film after as the continuation of Indy. Who knows what that could have done for him as a person and be given the lead in a franchise like that. I think that could have done wonders for him, but we'll never know, unfortunately.
Yeah. And actually have Spielberg direct it as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Because as much as I understand why people don't like Indy, I was about to say Dial of Destiny. It's not
Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull, yeah. I kind of like it. Well, again, this is maybe a chat for another day about talking about why and all this kind of stuff. But I think Shia is one of the shining graces of that film, and I think he should have had the opportunity to do that. But I just think that we as Disney, we need to fix those problems, those fundamental problems of, again, like figuring out who we really tailoring these properties to and telling these stories to, have a plan. And don't just go running gunning into something like obviously we've got Ryan Gosling's Star Wars film coming out, which, you know, I'm intrigued by. I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I'm intrigued by. I really wanted to see. I can't remember the director, but the X-Wing film we were gonna get. Patty Jenkins. Yeah, Rogue One. Hey. That's it. Like we were going to get that, but now that's kind of gone into development wilderness, kind of cancelled. Yeah,
from what I heard, they've basically turned this from what that script was.
Okay.
They give it to like Sean Levy. I mean, Sean Levy, fuck's sake.
I don't care. No, and like I don't think
even Matt Smith being in it, I'm just like I don't care.
I don't rate Sean Levy personally.
No.
But yeah, I just think that more care has to go into these real high-end properties that will, and again, have a plan, a delicate plan that will get fans back on side. Excuse me, and will actually generate interest again and water cooler interest again. Like people talking about them in the playgrounds and all this kind of stuff. I don't think Mandalorian and Grogu is going to do anything.
No.
Like the Mandalorian as a TV show, I've seen it all. It's meh. And like, I actually, controversially, I prefer Obi-Wan Kenobi series. But I do have caveats to that, though.
Yeah.
I think it's not perfect by any means.
We'll definitely have to do a Star Wars episode.
Yeah, I think, and if you'd like to see that too, please put it in the comments as well. So I'm trying to move this forward as quickly as I can.
You're fine, mate. You're fine.
So again, cut back to so many projects, or cut back on so many projects. Scarcity is king. If you want your film and TV department to be profitable, fucking think about how to make it profitable. And that is, it's a business. Like, did you know the only thing that actually makes money for Disney as a whole company is the theme parks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they're able to offset.
That's how they...
a lot of their problems, yeah.
Because they make
financial
such huge losses on their film and TV departments.
Yeah.
It's honestly ridiculous, isn't it? Right, I've only got a couple more points.
No, you're right.
2 more. Slowly wind down Marvel productions due to the obvious superhero fatigue and do less of them. Keep doing them, but just do less and make them more meaningful or interesting, like Fantastic Four being 70s, 60s, 70s themed. That is what I want to see, just something different from the superheroes.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong with Fantastic Four, it's not perfect. It's overcut to hell. It's really odd structurally. It doesn't quite... I don't think Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby have got great chemistry, but that's for another time. I'll talk about that maybe more in depth. But like, make it interesting. Maybe have just more singular films instead of having the universe. After Doomsday, again, if I was in charge, after Doomsday and whatever the next
Secret
Wars, I would end Marvel as like a universe. I would just go back to the odd film. No more multiverse. All that shit is done, and just go to like the odd film every now and again, and get like a really talented actor, someone like a Tom Holland, to come in and do Spider-Man, maybe do a trilogy. But again, almost like a James Bond, get them in for like 3-4 films, and that's their tenure done, just like Tobey Maguire back in the day.
Yeah.
And that's it. End it, no more. And that is the kind of stuff we're missing again. You get a great filmmaker on board, like a Sam Raimi, again, like back in the day, who has something really interesting to say and do with the project, and do it. And I think that's the kind of era we need to go back to. It would end superhero fatigue. You'd get more interesting films. That's why,
because they're director focused, character
focused, director and they're creatively focused. Just like what I'm interested with, like DC, for instance, with like obviously you got Matt Reeves' Batman, which I fucking love so much.
Yeah.
I can't wait that it's been so long for the second one. This is how you fucking plan like a universe or a franchise. And then, you do Joker on the side. We'll not talk about the sequel. But, hopefully there's then like maybe a Poison Ivy one-off film with like get more interesting characters and just do deep dives on those. That's what Marvel should do. Fuck,
Yeah.
I just knocked that. But yeah, so that's what I wouldn't stop making them. But again, reduce budgets and all this kind of stuff. Because again, also another analogy I use all the time is how can the creator be made for $80 million and look like one of the best things ever made, and Marvel throws like $200 million at a film and it looks like dog shit? Don't understand it.
No.
My final point of Disney, so I'm trying to really rattle through these, and the last thing is stop being so fucking desperate for attention and bringing Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. back just because it makes £1 billion doesn't make it good. But studios don't give a shit about what they do. So yeah, obviously that's referencing to Doomsday. It's just stop chasing headlines. Make films because you want to make them.
And nostalgia, yeah.
Yeah, and relying on nostalgia. Just make a film, cast someone who's really fucking good, and then just make it, mate. Honestly, like, stop just chasing clout. Stop trying to chase those fucking headlines and get fans like fake excited. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. is back. No one actually gives a shit. No one actually cares that he's back. Because I think more people are waiting to see if it fails than if it succeeds.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. CinemaCon definitely got a lot of people excited because they've obviously brought everyone out on stage. Like, they brought Downey Jr. on stage, Evans on stage. They finally showed an official trailer and actually showed what Robert Downey Jr. looks like. But we're going off of like, by the sounds of what I've heard appears in the trailer, it just sounds like literally Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers sitting in a room in their underpants, basically going, "Oh my God, doesn't this look good? We'll get The Thing, and we'll get Black Panther, and we'll just go bah, 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 bah." And it's just like, yeah, mate, you've got a toy box of actors, and you are just bashing them together in a film that should have happened at least 3-4 years ago when I gave a shit.
Exactly. And that concludes my chat on Disney. I've really tried to get through as many points as I can. But I really hope that made sense. And so basically, essentially, I just want to make Disney more profitable. Because again, I'm in charge of it. It's my fucking neck on the line. You know, I'm earning the money.
So are you telling me we can cut out all the rest and just use this soundbite?
No, please don't. just realizing, but like, maybe the last hour has been a complete waste of time. But but no, like, ultimately, it just comes down to make better films, make more original films, cut down the crap, man. Stop trying to ruin the projects that you have.
Yeah.
And like try and please fans, and by also showing them and testing them with something new. And it's like, that's what's so important, I think, nowadays. And you can do that while also being profitable. It can be done. Look at Warner's, what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
It shows that it is, like, if you actually care about your audience and filmmakers, it's fucking achievable. You can do it. And it's just, they don't focus on that enough. So that's me.
No,
done.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, there was a lot.
Have a drink.
No, it's cool. There was definitely a lot to cover on that one. I mean, for me, my studio has to be Sony. I have sat through years of shit with Sony, and I think there is so much potential there that they could be up there with Universal as probably the best studio working today. I'm a bit worried, just kind of talking like obviously about CinemaCon. I'm a bit worried about the next year's slate from Warner Brothers, which looks very heavy on IP and sequels. So I'm very kind of like, you've just had such a great creative year, and we've got like Mortal Kombat 2, you've got all these other kind of projects that kind of scream. Whereas with Sony, there is very little coming out of them. So I am going to piss everybody off straight out the gates. So I have just taken over Sony, walked in the gate, and my first thing is to sack Avi Arad. I want that fat little goblin out on the fucking street, because I am now selling the original Spider-Man rights. Every character are going back to Marvel and Disney.
Wow.
I'm starting strong, people. Now, do I think I could do something very interesting with Kraven and the Sinister Six and Spider-Man? Fuck yeah. I think everyone can. The problem is it just doesn't work without the other characters. You, as a studio head, need to realise that, you know, which is what Tom Rothman, as much as he's internet's favourite kind of film studio head at the moment, he's an absolute wank stain. I have got nothing but contempt for the little cum rag, because I genuinely hate that he's always out there promoting that he loves movies. Yet he presided over 20th Century Fox's worst kind of era, which is the noughties for me. He has done nothing with Sony Pictures other than show people a 70mm print of fucking Lawrence of Arabia whenever they call him, you know, Jimbo or whatever. And I'm done. I genuinely think that there is so much history and wealth at that studio that why aren't we embracing its legacy? So for me, Spider-Man, all the rights go back to Marvel, because there is nothing that can be done with that studio and those rights. So where do they go? They need to go back to Disney and Marvel. I would strike up a really cute deal where, you know, they give us a really nice bump of money. And do you know what we do? We invest it. We invest it into films and filmmakers. I would devise the company better, because at the moment, if you look at Sony, it is obviously Columbia Pictures, there is TriStar, there is Stage 6, and there is Screen Gems. So we're going to look into Screen Gems. Screen Gems would be only making genre movies. So that's horror movies, potentially action movies as well, because I think that there is a bit of a niche that they can get into. But Screen Gems becomes horror, mainly the genre division. This is, and it would have a person who actually likes horror movies, because whoever the absolute knob goblin is over there right now, they hate fucking They hate horror movies because they genuinely don't understand what an audience wants. I mean, who the fuck thought it was a great idea doing I Know What You Did Last Summer and some of the other fucking movies, you know?
Sorry to interrupt, Chris, very quickly, but the thing is, though, horror is incredibly undervalued by the industry in general, but also, I mean, some studios don't undervalue horror. They very much see the value in what it brings, because you can make it, obviously, from a business point of view, incredibly cheap, and it always brings back a decent return. It can always, like, a decent horror, like little horror, can even out the balance sheet every single year, and that's the thing, and that's what they do as well. And also, you know, like our weapons, for instance, and you know, they always tend to do really well in that regard.
And I think the problem is that they did a legacy sequel to a film that didn't need a legacy sequel. It's had 2 sequels already. The second one is widely regarded by many people to be shit. I think it's the best of the 3, but the third was a home video one. Why that one when they could have tackled urban legends? Urban legends, people are still now talking about urban legends. Like, guys, why are we bringing a fucking fisherman back when you've literally got a franchise there that people can... This is what I mean. Anyway, so we would hire somebody into Screen Gems. We would focus primarily on, like, adapting maybe even Sony games. We would worry about horror films, but focus on original films. We would also strike deals with Roy Lee, because if you know horror, you know Roy Lee, potentially Blumhouse as well. But I want to get on to Stage 6, because again, the horror market kind of sorts itself out, especially when you're hiring the right people, so we would make sure that's sorted. But Stage 6 is the one little kind of production company in there that really is what I would call a kind of, it's like a MacGuffin, you know. It's a multi-direct, it's like Sonic Screwdriver. It's used for everything. Sorry.
No, continue.
Oh, no, I thought you were looking to go in. But
I was seeing if there was a moment, but there wasn't a moment.
No, that's right. Yeah, but Stage 6, so they started off as a kind of like a straight-to-DVD home entertainment company. Now it's moved up to theatrical production. But what I would do is there is a gap in the market for stories told by different cultural voices. So I'm a massive fan of like urban dramas. I love kind of black comedies from that era, like the noughties. So like Think Like a Man. And there is a very, very wide cry in the market for Asian, Korean, black stories. And what I want is to be able to focus on them, but also be able to tell dramas and rom-coms and whatever. So that would become that side of it, but it would also become our kind of Fox Searchlight. So if we wanted to do indie films, we're also doing that as well. So it would be able to kind of get a nice big pot of money, say, you know, like 100 million a year. But what they're able to do is like make, say, 10, 12 films a year to just make sure that we are covering a lot of bases. With Columbia, we would slow down production. The one thing I would do is completely redraft it. So because we've now lost Spider-Man and we've lost the big rights situation, I feel like we're in desperate dire need of a franchise. So Ghostbusters is on the cards. I would make sure that we bring back the Ghost Corps, and I would say, right, let's set up a room, let's get people involved, let's look at the situation and start exploring it. What can we do? What can we, but don't do a James Gunn where it's, if we can push more stories and interesting stories, we will go ahead. If not, then that's not a problem. For the longest time, Neil H. Moritz has been talking about a Starship Troopers remake trilogy. That would get a green light because fuck yes. We would also bring back Charlie's Angels because, again, that is another franchise that I feel can be reinvented, and especially with female voices. And I think the last one with Elizabeth Banks is great. If you disagree, you're wrong. So There is Anaconda. I know that they have just done a reboot, which is, I wouldn't even call it anything close to absolutely like just anything.
It's not technically the reboot. You know, like the Jack Black.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It's not technically a reboot.
It's the meta comedy version. It can
Yeah.
fuck off. So yeah, I would like look at what we've got in the back catalogue, and then also think of like, well, is there stuff we could remake? From Here to Eternity, I'll probably have a crack at. But I would also not just there to remake. That's just me throwing out an idea. But again, you've got to kind of rejuvenate what you've got in your library, which also brings me to the library. You know, Sony has such a great library, and I would continue to keep lending to these independent, like Indicator, Arrow Video, I would throw out, and start using the money from these licenses to restore movies and reproject movies. They keep talking about, Tom Holland. Did you know, really? He got to see Lawrence of Arabia in 70mm on the big screen, right? Well, fuck that. Why aren't other people watching? Yeah.
You have mentioned that there's that the guy from Sony does like to show Lawrence of Arabia at 70.
Fuck it, man. Yeah, why not do a travelling roadshow with it? You know what I mean? Not with maybe that print, but we strike a print and we can do a travelling roadshow. We can also do a DCP where we can put it in IMAX screens, because that would be the only way to really do that. Look at what is going on with the market, people. We need to keep our eye on the physical media market, make sure our library is looked at and respected like Universal. Universal, if you really want to look at what they're doing, they are doing fucking great work. They are allowing people to go into their vaults, restoring their movies. They're restoring their movies, and the new stuff that they are putting out may not always be your bag, but they are creating a wealth of material, horror and big action tentpoles. This is what I want to do, because that's what you do. You balance the indie voices, the lost voices, the horror sphere, because again, horror is great, and Sony can make really good, interesting horror. And especially when it comes to like Columbia, at least, that's where we can also look at them as a, right, why don't we utilize like the Sony PlayStation side of it, because they want to get into the films, so we can start doing the Ghost of Tsushima movie or whatever. TriStar's a tricky one, but again, I think I said Stage 6 would be the Searchlight. I think it would have to be TriStar. So TriStar would be very oddball indies, things that we're willing to be a bit more experimental with. That's where we put that. And then, but the Stage 6, I don't want it to feel like it's just a lost thing. I would want that to be right where we're really showcasing like real lost voices, because again, that's a place where you can really get, like we can be making films like Friday, what was it, Friday, House Party, the things that like New Line Cinema were making in the 90s. That's what I'm thinking of.
Like The Mask.
Yeah, and Dark City, where you'll take, and that's where TriStar comes in. You can take creative risks on like a science fiction project, that Neil Blomkamp has, and we can go, well, do you know what, we'll put it under the TriStar, but we keep Columbia, the prestige drama, and it needs to be the tentpole blockbuster. But that's where I think we can really stand out as a studio. And yeah, like obviously retro screenings, and yeah, I want to obviously have, because we've also got our 5th section as well, which is obviously Sony Pictures Animation. What I would do is get Phil Lord and Chris Miller, if they'll have me. I want them to sign an exclusive deal for like 10 years. They're in. They get to help and do what they want. I literally would just be paying them and saying, guys, if you want some notes, I will happily give you a note, but I'll give them an ironclad contract that says do whatever the fuck you want, guys, because they get it. As much as I don't get their animated Spider-Man like across the universe, whatever. That's me. I get it. But I would also keep the deals with Netflix as a way of, okay, cool, what we'll do is we'll take a risk with a film. But what I would do is make sure that the contracts are a lot more clearer in that, right, you guys get the film for the first 90 days. We have an option exclusive rights to air on Netflix for 90 days. If it's a success, K-pop Demon Hunters, we have then the right to come in, negotiate, just say, we'll obviously say we will now be putting it into theatres. You still have the exclusive streaming rights, but we will also be putting it into theatre. But under the contract, as it's initially discussed, we will also have an option 3 to 6 months after the initial drop date to put out a Blu-ray, and all merchandise, CDs, that comes with us. We get the rights, you get the streams, and you get the views. We get the money, because again, you're licensing it from us. It doesn't mean we're selling it and it becomes Netflix's fucking property, because fuck that.
Because very quickly on K-pop Demon Hunters, it still hasn't had a theatrical release.
Yeah, because it looks like
merchandising, or
a little bit of merchandising.
I mean, not probably legit licensing.
No.
And like, obviously they're doing a sequel to it, and it's like there's no physical release either.
Yeah.
Sony have dropped the ball fucking massively, because K-pop Demon Hunters was easily the biggest film of the year last year.
Yeah,
in terms of audience, like I think it's still probably in the top 10
and that's
on Netflix.
Yeah.
And they've just given all of that to Netflix.
Yeah.
It's a joke, isn't it?
Yeah, and you think that's how much you really don't know and care about. And that's why when people say that they respect and appreciate Tom Rothman, I think they're full of shit, because you cannot respect anybody who has no business sense. He has literally sold one of his absolute... Even if you don't have faith in it, you've got to have faith. Save face on the faith. I know that is a real tongue twister there, but that for me is what really pisses me off, especially with that company, because nobody there understands the value of what they've got, and it fucking drives me mad. Like, they've got so many classic war movies. Well, why don't we, I won't even go about doing a streaming service, but like talk to the Netflix and do Guns of Navarone, the Return from Navarone, more Guns from Navarone, or whatever the fuck the sequel was. You got Bridge on the River Kwai, Lawrence of Arabia, Gandhi. You've got these prestigious dramas, and they're historical. Why aren't we creating a channel where we can do that? Fuck it, YouTube. We can, and through that, because
bring it to a new audience.
Yeah, but you're monetizing it, because all you're doing is you're putting your film up for free, and people watching it for free generates revenue for you. And it is, and again, utilize the back catalogue. There are so many films in there that you can use that you're just they're wasting away. Filmmaker focus is next, and I really feel like I need to bring people like Robert Rodriguez back into the fold. He's had a few rough years, bless him. He's not had a real good run of it, and I think that there is still gas left in the tank. He obviously a troublemaker, and obviously his kids are now heavily involved in the films he makes. Fuck it,
whether
let's
that's
go.
right or wrong or works is another question.
Yeah. But I think
they've had mixed success.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's kind of left making Spy Kids movies now, and he's been working on
probably for the best.
Yes, Star Wars movies. I know Paramount have nicked him.
He was doing Mandalorian TV show, wasn't he? He's done a lot of episodes.
Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, he did the Book of Boba Fett. But the thing is that Paramount have now nicked him to do an animated film called The Naughty List.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
the animation.
I've seen that
announced at CinemaCon. We need filmmakers like Robert Rodriguez, because again, part of the fabric of the company, Shark Boy, Lava Girl, the Mariachi trilogy, if we can bring him in and that he can start making, action movies like he used to, even if it doesn't always have to be the best kind. It's a hard thing to describe, because it's like he makes really glossy B movies.
Like Planet Terror.
Yeah, like Planet Terror. Great fucking movie. Again, he would fit really well into what we're doing over at Screen Gems. So again, just say, look, man, you picture some movie. If we like it, you get to go off and do it. Have fight for your director's cut and all that. I think again, that's it. Bring in filmmakers, because obviously people are worried about Paramount. Well, if people are scared of Paramount, they're going to be jumping ship. So I think that's where we come in and say, look, you are guaranteed theatrical distribution. We're also going to do the PVOD. We're also going to do that. but also work with the guilds and make sure that we are we're trying to be progressive, but we're also like, guys, we want to respect your thoughts and understandings and feelings, because we all want to make money. And that's the one thing as well. I would also offer filmmakers really good deals and stop penny pinching to the point where it is. And again, that would probably get me kicked off the board. But I think what we need to realise is we need to value the creators. As someone who has created and gone about creating, the thing is that you always hear the same fucking stories, and it's like, if you're in a position of power, okay, you're not going to be like, all right, okay, we're going to give all our profits to the creator, but we're like, right, well, what would you like? Because some people want IP, and I'd say, well, if we do, can we license it from you to, if we wanted to, if we could sit down and chat and license it from you to do sequels, would you be up for that? Okay, right, I think we could be in business. There are ways of negotiating, and I don't think it's so always black and white when people fucking talk about it. It does my nutting. As a rom-com lover, I want to fucking make more rom-coms, and of a quality that Netflix can go fuck itself. Thank you very much. That has been me. I hope you've enjoyed me running Sony, and I've done it in 20 minutes, so go suck a dick.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I thought there was going to be more than that.
No. But it is very much in depth. But
it's very in depth, yeah.
But the thing is that, again, what I've noticed with Sony is they're focusing so much on very minute things that are holding them back. Once you lose them, you've seen how easy that opens up. Like being able to open and access your library through YouTube generates revenue. Right, we can start making more revenue. We can start, in very, very small, simple ways, just start creating more revenue. Being able to cater to, again, where studios aren't catering to specific voices, we are making sure that we have spots where we can do that to create, I want people to tell queer stories, if they're graphic, brilliant, like what Peccadillo Pictures in the UK do.
My God,
check them out.
Fantastic company.
Yeah. Like, check them out. But if they, because again, that leads into the heated rivalry thing. But then, if they don't want to, if they want to aim it for teenagers, they have that. They have that leeway where you're able to tell the stories your way with your voice, and be able to kind of hit a demographic, and we're not worried about the fucking cold open. Are you grabbing people's attention within the first 5 minutes? Sometimes a story doesn't need that. Sometimes a story needs to start long time ago, and it builds itself up. And I think if we, carefully check the fucking, cash the checks and look at what the mistakes of the past, and look at what we can do for the future, I think Sony can genuinely rival fucking Universal, because Universal for me is untouched. If you look at what they're doing, Blumhouse, Atomic Monster now become, they're together, so they've got the horror market dominated. That's it. You're done. Like cult films, whatever. You've got them. Then they've got fucking Wicked. They've just had a great fucking success with Wicked. Again, whatever you think of it, whatever. They've got the final Fast and Furious coming up. Again, it won't make bank, like big bank, but it'll make money. But then you've got all the other fucking projects that they've got, and you look at the history that they're preserving. They are lending, like there's a lot of second run theatres in America. They're able to access these vaults and these prints. Fucking great. Arrow Video and, like as I say, Criterion are able to access Universal quite regularly. Why aren't they able to start accessing us? Warner's were tighter than a duck's ass about it, and look at them now. They've succumbed, and everyone's getting excited that you can now buy True Romance on 4K. Like, guys, come on, I genuinely believe Sony Pictures could be one of the best studios. I know, I think I'm repeating myself now, but I really do believe that they could be one of the greatest fucking studios. But utilizing old techniques, we can utilize new techniques, as in we're offering, the multicultural aspects of that, and we can blend it into something where it doesn't cater to one person, and a film will cater to everybody. We are offering a variety, and we're offering you creative and director driven movies, and I think that's it. Character, and it's what I would want to see. It's what I hope everyone else would want to see. And please leave your comments below and tell me how good or shit I did.
I mean, I'm speechless because like you've just rattled all that off, and I have no notes.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is really remarkable.
And to be fair, like, probably when I was mentioning like Screen Gems and Stage 6, you were like, what? You were probably like, what? What are they?
I know who Screen Gems are, but I don't know who Stage 6 are.
Yeah.
But like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
but
what a fucking...
Yeah, but like, what I'm really impressed with in particular is what you were sort of saying about like preserving film and using money that you would use from like selling the rights to Spider-Man or some other like project or some other properties, and then using that to essentially fund restoration and all this kind of stuff. And I think that is so crucial. And like you say, like there are brilliant companies out there like Criterion and who do try and do that, and obviously Peter Jackson's company who try and do that as well. Sort of do a lot of, and obviously BFI, they do a lot of restoration as well. And obviously there aren't many studios that have that at kind of like the forefront, and like obviously Universal do, but not many others. And I think that's really interesting, like you say, like with the back catalogue that they have, and then utilising properties like Lawrence of Arabia, doing tours, like, making it DCP, getting the new generation interested into these old films and putting them for free on YouTube. Because YouTube is the most watched platform in the world by far. And it's like putting some of these older films online for these people to like, and obviously this, as we know, this new generation are becoming a lot more film literate because of the internet and social media and Letterboxed. I'm so sorry. That's the last time I promise for this episode.
It won't.
But you're absolutely fucking bang on, mate. And I think you've hit the nail in every aspect on the head there. And I think like,
thank you. No,
genuinely. And then like what you were sort of saying about having each division sort of almost tailored to its own demographic.
Yeah.
But also it makes it then so easy for each company, like Screen Gems or Stage 6 or TriStar, whoever, to kind of just be then like, oh, okay, well, we know who we're making these films for.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you have a certain demographic, not as maybe specific demographic, but then like, say TriStar, you'll have, like you'll be making like, as you kind of sort of saying about a bit more of an indie kind of like feel for whatever, but that could reach for teenagers, maybe like an Anora type film, maybe, or like middle aged, but then you might do like something like maybe like A Real Pain, for instance, which is maybe aimed at an older audience, but it's still with the same feel of an indie.
Yeah,
but just using those as like
no
examples off the top of my head, but they're still under the same bracket as like indies, but they have different demographics, and it's like that makes so much more sense. And it's like you don't really see studios actively doing that.
Yeah, because they put it all under the Warner Brothers. Say like Warner Brothers, they put it all under the Warner Brothers banner. And the thing I used to grow up watching and I used to look forward to was when Warner Brothers, you would always have Warner Brothers, they would have Warner Brothers Family, the Warner Brothers Animation, they had Warner Independent. You knew what you were getting. And the thing with TriStar is I would like to hope, to kind of clarify some of my points a little bit more, like I think you're spot on with like the Anoras, but also what I think people are missing is that potentially do something like Annihilation, because it would then allow a little bit bigger movies, that can't fit into where, Columbia is, but they're a little bit more offbeat, maybe a little bit of a higher budget, but you would also go, I think we could try something with this. And it's a bit of a risk, we understand that, but it's worth it because of X, Y, and Z. And I think that's what's missing. I really do. But again, not to just focus completely on IP, because obviously I mentioned like Ghostbusters and Starship Troopers. I don't want to rinse all those. There are other forms of IP, like the books. One thing I even had as an idea was potentially getting Reese Witherspoon to sign an exclusive deal with us for like, say, another 10 years, like just as an idea. And she's able to produce, because her book club is the most successful book club in the history of the world. And
that's such an incredible business model.
Yeah, and basically I would sign her to then pick a book a year to adapt into a movie for 10 years. So she does 10 films with us, and she gets X amount of pound money, money a year to make said movie. And that way, that's another part of the Columbia line where we can go, okay, cool, we know we're getting a Reese produced movie at the end of the year for, like November, December time. We need to make sure we've got our prestigious movie. What are our 2 or 3 summer blockbusters? What's our animation going to be? And then you look at horror. Right, we need horror movies for October, and we'll probably do some in the beginning of the year, kind of February time. Just make sure we've got like a nice bit of variety. But again, look at kind of what can we do and what can we utilize, because again, she is so successful as a producer, and these book adaptations are doing so well. Let's go for them. Like, let's sign her for an exclusive deal, because it can't hurt. Because again, where the crawdads sing, a lot of the stuff she's made has made money, and again, she doesn't make them for a lot of money. So we're not really taking a risk, and then all you're doing is paying somebody to adapt the fucking book. It's not difficult, I mean, look at Melissa Rosenberg, and she did that with Twilight for 4 years. So I think, again, as much as I've had plenty of time to think about this question. Yeah,
I think we can all tell.
Yeah. It's been at least 10 years, but it's one of the questions I pitched to you to do. Because as I say, I think when you really think about the structure of a studio, and I just wanted to quickly add to you, because the other studio I would have covered would be the 20th century, because I would open up that back catalogue. Like, if I was Bob Iger, right, if I was doing the Disney, the Fox deal, I would be practically jizzing my pants, right? Because what he's got, he doesn't genuinely understand. He's too busy with ESPN, National Geographic, and all the other things. What he doesn't understand is that the 20th Century Fox library, like, what if he, right, hired a really good director, say Kenneth Branagh, and he remade The Longest Day. Now, my dad is a massive John Wayne fan, so he will never hear about this. This is blasphemy. But what if you made...
Our dad.
Yeah, our dad. Yeah,
we're brothers. Remember?
I know. It's sorry, yeah, but it's three. It's a 3-hour World War epic.
I've seen it.
Oh no! I'm just saying, Kenneth Branagh making a 3-hour World War II epic where he can get any member of cast he wants. Yeah. It's like what Odyssey's doing.
Yeah.
And again,
they have amazing.
They have no fucking clue. Like, imagine, again, monetizing a lot of these older movies that Fox have, like a lot of you've got the Marilyn Monroe movies, put them on YouTube. The amount of kids that would come to them, and then maybe you take them off YouTube, but you say, oh, now they're on Disney Plus. Get a subscription, come over. It's a great way of then testing and leading into what you were saying, where you redesign the app, where you can like block it out a lot better, but you can also test these films. If they're doing really, really well, you just say, like, give it a couple of week run, and then at the end of the video or in the caption just says, oh, guys, we are moving to Disney Plus because this has been so successful. So why don't you give us a subscription, and you'll be able to watch this. And guess what else? You like this? We've got other stuff that you'll enjoy as well. Fucking unreal. Like, again, the wasted potential of 20th century, what used to be 20th Century Fox, is fucking insane. And don't get me wrong, I love what the 20th Century Studios is doing IP, but it's too much. we need original content, and we need to stop giving it to fucking Martin McDonough. He can't save that studio because he's done every.
His types of films are so specific though.
Yeah. He's done 3 Billboards, Banshees of Inisherin, and now he's got a new one coming out this year. But but the problem is that that's the only original filmmaker that they have had for the last 7, 8, 9 years. They need somebody else as well, like a Jesse Eisenberg. They need other people. And I just feel that Disney aren't paying them enough attention to give them the kind of respect that they deserve. But as you can see, my love of old Hollywood, classic studios, I have done so much kind of personal research and watching of special features that I do think a lot of these studios are run by absolute fucking mugs. And it's a shame because at the end of the day, the only people that lose, and there are people that lose, is me and you. You know, me, you, and our audience, because we're missing out on the movies. We're missing out on that. And I'm so glad to hear that people are picking these up on physical media, because fucking support it. Stop these wankers, and we need to, make them pay. I really do. And that's where I want to end it.
Wow.
I think that's one of the first few times you've ever heard me speak utter fucking sense.
Oh, no.
Be honest.
No, I've heard you speak sense on many, many, many occasions.
Yeah.
But what a place. I think we should end there.
Yeah.
Because what a brilliant, impassioned speech.
Yeah.
To end on. I think that is absolutely wonderful. And I could not agree more. I know it sounds boring. I should probably expand on it and have some brilliant, poetic thing to say. But you said everything, and it's I can't add to that. And that's the thing, though, Rich. You've hit the nail directly on the head.
I've tried to say it as eloquently as I can. Yeah, I mean, I'm a hammer in a China shop.
I hope our audience who's watching this or listening to this, I hope you have enjoyed this episode as much as we have, because I think this has been one of our best conversations, and and I hope you have really enjoyed listening to me and Richard talking about studios, and especially that speech there that Richard just sort of gave. I think it's really such a passionate way of sort of trying to protect films and trying to get people to introduce to new films and protect back catalogues and all this kind of stuff. And I think that's so important, and getting audiences interested in not just new cinema but old cinema, and how all these kind of films need to be protected. And I could not have said it better myself. And I think that's beautiful, mate, honestly.
I was going to say, we need to get into some Rich recommends. Come on.
I think so. So as we always do every week, we need to have a recommendation. It could be a short film, feature film, article, whatever, or just a video that we've seen online. And my recommendation this week is a bit of a curveball.
Ooh.
So I'm recommending a short film from a friend of mine called Georgia Conlon. Her film Lortaire, which is a short film, and we'll put the link to that in the description. It's about 17 minutes. I don't want to give too much away. Just go watch it. It's brilliant. And I just want to give some love to Georgia and Martin, who made the film. And if you just love short films and kind of a little bit strange mystery, fantasy, folk kind of short films, I think you'll be in for a treat. And go show them some love over on their YouTube channel. And because Georgia is a very, very special actor. She's also in one of my upcoming films called The Night We Met, which is written by Richard and directed by myself. But we should be sure to watch out for that when that comes out.
And her feature film.
And also, yes, this is actually... Oh, yeah, that's a good shout. I'll quickly do so you can also watch her debut feature film that she wrote and directed with Martin, who's her partner, called Charlotte, which is available to watch on Amazon Prime or Tubi. Again, I will put the link to that in the description.
And the less said about that one, the better.
I'm saying nothing because I saw it at Fright Fest.
Yeah.
And it fucking knocked me for 6. And I think it knocked the entire audience for 6.
Yeah. And I've seen it as well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin anything or say too much more about it. But just to go check out Georgia. I think she's an unbelievable actor and up-and-coming filmmaker who has got bags of talent. And I think she deserves a lot of credit for that.
Absolutely.
So Richard... Oh, sorry, Rich, go on.
No, I was just saying, I couldn't agree more with that, mate. Yeah, no, really good.
Cool. So, Richard, what have you got for us this week?
Well, considering we've talked about Sony, we've talked about stitching things together, I thought, do you know what?
A Sony film?
I have. I thought, do you know what?
That's hilarious.
Why don't we choose Mary Shelley's Frankenstein? So, back in the day when Bram Stoker's Dracula did very well for Sony, they started to create a monster universe, which ultimately died with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. They did kind of blip a little bit with the wolf to try and get their wolf.
Is this the one with Elle Fanning?
No.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein?
No, that one's Mary Shelley.
Oh, sorry. Apologies.
No, you're fine. So the one that this is Kenneth Branagh stars and directs as Victor Frankenstein in quite possibly the most faithful adaptation, but it's also a little bit campy, but I can forgive it that because the propulsive nature of the story, from Patrick Doyle's score to the editing to the energy of which Branagh directs this, once this thing starts, it doesn't feel like 2 hours. It feels like an hour and 10 minutes. It is a roller coaster ride of beautifully costumed production design. Robert De Niro plays the creature in a really well-designed creature. And try and spot him if you can cameo before he becomes the creature. Fucking brilliant. Honestly, the reason I always recommend this film is I want to be very careful where I go from here because spoil the territory. But the last 20 or so minutes of this will tear your fucking heart out, and it is absolutely incredible. If you love Frankenstein, if you've loved The Bride, if you've loved other movies that have tackled Frankenstein recently, or The Creature or Creations, please check this out if you've not seen it, because I don't think many people have. This is an essential watch. It's got Ian Holm, Helena Bonham Carter, Kenneth Branagh, like so many great British actors. John Cleese is in it as the guy who trains Victor. But then we've also got Tom Hulce. He played Amadeus in Amadeus. And we've also got... Yeah, he also played... Amadeus. But he also played Quasimodo in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So, yes. Very good. Without the accents, obviously. But, yeah. What can I say? It is one film that desperately needs people. There is an Arrow Video Blu-ray, 4K. It's readily available. Seek it out.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Richard, for your recommendations.
No.
And thank you so much. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said thank you, but yeah, you're welcome.
No, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for joining me again this week on this episode of the Film Bros podcast. And thank you to our audio listeners and our video watchers, or listeners. You could just put this on in the background on YouTube, and
don't blame you.
We really appreciate every single one of you for watching.
We
and
have
listening.
faces for radio.
Please, we do absolutely. And please hit that like button if you like any of our videos and all of our content. Please hit the subscribe button. It does truly make a difference. And
where can people find you, Sam?
People can find me at so if you're watching this on Rogue Studios, so you can also follow our other accounts on Instagram and TikTok, but you can also follow me personally at Sam_D_Hogarth on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. All the links for me and Richard will be in the description below. And Richard, where can people find you?
Thank you. People can find me as Rich, aka the Video Store Clerk, VSC Recommended. I am on Letterboxd serialized. I am on Instagram and TikTok primarily. They are the best ones to find me. Again, if you want to give me a follow, whatever. If you want to start a conversation, That's more interesting to me, you know. But
You're selling it well, Rich.
I mean, look. I'm
Not
not.
follow me, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, man. Like, you know, people that take a look at my face and they just go, "Oof, no." I understand. But yeah, no. If you enjoy, usually it's usually a lot of people have been following me on Letterboxd. I've been getting quite a lot of complaints from people saying, "How the fuck do you watch so many films?"
I still wonder that, and I'm your brother.
I just make the time, as should you.
Okay, I think that's a great place to end. And just one more time, I know it probably sound like a stuck record, but thank you so much for joining us again today. And I really hope you feel as much as I think as we do, and how much of a special episode this has felt.
Yeah,
and
it's been a good one.
It has been a really good episode, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.